This is not just for churches today, it's also for businesses, schools, and your homes. So there'll be information for everybody here today.
Business owners, clergy, and homeowners from all corners of northern Michigan were given numerous tips on reducing their utility bills during the Earthkeeper Energy Summit in Marquette, Michigan, including the latest on a vote in the Michigan legislature that would send wind-generated electricity to all residents of the state. About 100 people attended the day-long conference, sponsored by the Superior Watershed Partnership in cooperation with the Cedar Tree Institute. The Marquette-based nonprofits founded the Earthkeeper Initiative in 2004. Most of those attending the June 13, 2007 Earthkeeper Energy Summit said they plan to join nearly 500 Michigan businesses, churches, and homes that recently began cutting their energy bills and are expected to save millions of dollars in power and water costs over the next 3 years as part of the new Earthkeeper Conservation Project. Carl Lindquist is Executive Director of the Superior Watershed Partnership and co-founder of the Earthkeeper Initiative.
We intentionally chose that word partnership, and today is a great example of it. I mean, partnering with faith communities, partnering with these speakers that are going to be up here and on. And we have, especially in the last few years, we have partners we never thought we'd have in a million years.
The Earthkeeper Initiative has numerous ongoing environmental projects, including the annual Earth Day clean sweeps across northern Michigan that have collected about 370 tons of household hazardous waste for recycling or proper disposal. The Earthkeepers have 140 participating churches and temples and a volunteer army of over 400 people. 2 senior members of the Sharon Lutheran Church Council in Bessemer, Michigan, drove the 3 hours to Marquette to attend the Earthkeeper Energy Summit and took home ideas on reducing water and power bills in their 75-year-old church while at the same time protecting the planet. One of those council members, Arlene Wario of Bessemer, also plans to have an energy audit of an 80-acre family farm that she manages.
Well, I live on 80 acres in the city limits and by myself, and I'm on a limited budget, and I have always been very interested in everything. I'm a master gardener. I'm a tree nut. I've planted trees all my life.
The other council member from the Sharon Lutheran Church in Bessemer, retired teacher Betsy Slaybaugh, said it's important to protect the Earth's natural resources.
For instance, I was an elementary teacher, and Earth Day was a big thing with us, and the things I learned then, recycling and all of the things, just an awareness of saving Earth's resources has been just something that's within me now, and I try to pass that on to everybody.
4 churches and 1 parish house in the western Upper Peninsula spend about $50,000 a year on energy, and that's a utility bill the pastor wants to reduce. Reverend Francis Strong, a pastor at Christ Lutheran Parish, a group of 4 churches in Ironwood, Michigan, said he's looking for ways to cut their utility bills and be more efficient.
I'll take this back to the individual congregations and will be an advocate for doing this, but I know that I've just picked up by information about just changing our light bulbs, which we are very unaware of and not doing anything. We're going to save money just from that, no matter if nothing else happens.
The 1-year-old Northern Michigan University Earthkeeper student team spread the word about the Energy Summit around campus, and that attracted several current and former students. 23-year-old Jennifer Riley, a native of Birmingham, Michigan, recently graduated from Northern Michigan University with a major in environmental conservation. While attending NMU, Riley took classes in solar and wind power.
We use so much energy and just the way we live, you know, and global warming, it's terrible.
In Genesis 2:15 was to serve the garden, not to cover with asphalt.
A Catholic priest said dollars saved on energy can be spent on humanitarian projects or to prevent important programs from being cut. Father Charles Morris, director of Michigan Interfaith Power and Light, demonstrated one of the most popular exhibits. That exhibit showed various types of energy-saving light bulbs. The first 35 people at the conference were given those compact fluorescent light bulbs. Father Charles Morris is the director of Michigan Interfaith Power and Light. He said the energy audits can have a big impact on the strained budgets of some of Michigan's oldest and biggest churches.
One of the things about the themes that you see, the common good, prudent social justice. I mean, the question is, am I, you know, it says, who's my neighbor? Am I my brother or sister's keeper? Am my brother or sister, is that just the people, the neighbor, just the people next door to me? The people look just like me? Is my neighbor the poor of the world? Are my neighbor the four-legged? Are my neighbor future generations who have no say what kind of world they're inheriting? You know, our children, grandchildren, you know, to the 7th generation.
Reverend Morris is leading by example. The Catholic priest has wind turbines that power part of the St. Elizabeth Catholic Church and solar water heaters at his home in Wyandotte, Michigan.
I have 1.12 kilowatts of solar and a 400-watt wind turbine on my rectory. I also have a solar collector for hot water and a solar attic fan.
Kevin Cook of G Energy Rebuild Michigan had some very simple ideas on how to conserve energy. Cook said schools, government buildings, and businesses can save energy and money by watching the more mundane things and using preventative maintenance checklists. Kevin Cook and other speakers said that energy audits are an important first step.
Very first step to get one of these going, we need utility bills, because a very important part of the process obviously is an analysis of your current energy use. So we're looking for 12 months worth of electricity and natural gas or propane or whatever else you may have.
The president of a northern Michigan company in a wind power partnership encouraged participants to ask their state lawmakers to support the Michigan Renewable Portfolio Standard. Rich Vanderveen, president of Mackinac Power, said 23 states already have that law, and Michigan does not. Vanderveen said the bill would give the Michigan Public Service Commission the authority to require utilities to move forward on wind power. Vanderveen said the bill levels the playing field between independent energy producers and existing power companies. Vanderveen said the Upper Peninsula Power Company, also known as UPCO, has been very supportive of wind energy. But Vanderveen says the idea has met resistance from the Detroit Edison and Consumers Energy power companies.
In the Lower Peninsula, in particular the incumbent utilities have opposed this. They don't like competition. They want to run the show themselves.
Vanderveen said he'd like to see the 3 wind turbines in Michigan increased to 2,500 high-tech wind turbines built in areas that are windy and close to the existing power grid. Participants heard details about a federally funded program in Michigan that provides tips and resources on energy conservation for new construction projects, energy assessments for homeowners, and valuable help for low-income residents. Northern Options in Marquette is one of 8 nonprofit energy demonstration centers across Michigan that receive federal funds through the state. T.J. Brown, project coordinator for Northern Options, said they received a grant to replace 115 furnaces in Michigan. He said about 30 furnaces are being replaced in northern Michigan.
We do low-income assistance programs. We received a grant to replace 115 furnaces in the state of Michigan. So we travel all around the UP and also the Lower Peninsula and do actual home energy assessments.
Northern Options are doing some exciting things to help conserve energy. Brown said they give no-charge workshops on weatherproofing, energy conservation, and other topics to schools, churches, and civic clubs. Reverend John Magnuson is executive director of the Cedar Tree Institute and the co-founder of the Earthkeeper Initiative.
In 3 years of savings, you would free up between $850,000 and $1.3 million. Now, I don't care what your politics are. That's freed up for mission.
For more information on the Michigan Earthkeeper Initiative, the Energy Summit, or how you can conserve energy, contact the Superior Watershed Partnership at 906-228-6095. That's 906-228-6095. Or contact me at 906-475-5068. You can also go to the Superior Watershed website at superiorwatersheds.org. I'm Greg Peterson, and you're watching Earthkeeper Television.